Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO MOC showcase video. This is a steampunk themed, Stephenson's rocket inspired narrow gauge locomotive. Of course we went narrow gauge, need to build some more trains. This, however, was one of those trains that it just came together, and it's so glorious when this happens. Every so often when I build trains there'll be an idea and I think to myself, can I get it to work? You know, if I just do that first, build around it, will it work? And this is definitely one of those cases where it absolutely worked. And my god, it's been so long since I've done anything steampunk themed. So yes, this is actually quite a special little engine. It even has its own nickname, Red Rocket. Not too exciting, but it's very rare for a locomotive to be given its own name. I think the last one to do so was the contraption line of locomotives, but then again that was 5 locomotives to gain such a name. So yeah, this is a beautiful little thing, and the red once again doesn't like the camera. It's been a while since I've built it in red as well, but I thought, you know what, I've got red wheels to use, let's build in red. So yeah, well, I say red wheels, well yeah, actually that is true because it's 2, one on each side. This is the standard size LEGO drive wheel, and this is the main theme or idea for this build. So the Stephenson's rocket model that I have for standard track has an XXL wheel. This is the narrow gauge equivalent for an XXL wheel. It's a standard size driver. Every other build so far, this is my 3rd narrow gauge locomotive, and the other 2 have medium sized drive wheels, which are of course smaller. Anybody wants to know what size this will class as? This will class as large. So yeah, this is a very interesting little build, mainly because it's steampunk themed, and again, it's just how everything all came together. The boiler looks quite nice, all these grey tubing parts, and the tender. Oh, we gotta save the best for last. But let's get a good look at this front section. So this actually looks alright. The buffers are a 2x6 plate with some tiles on it, of course, kind of gives you the idea as soon as you look at it. And it does look a bit weird in some cases because the boiler's 4 studs wide, and despite the rest of the train being 6 studs wide, it kind of sticks out on its own. But because this is, again, the sort of train where one person put it together over the course of like 2 years, it works. I like it, and it fits really well with the colours that I've chosen, again, with black being sort of the undersection main colour and the 2 grey buffers. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if it doesn't look too bad, it works, it looks good. If you want to put some story to it, you know, he found the buffers in like a scrapyard and he just chucked them on. So as you can see there, the piston power works very smoothly. It isn't the best thing, I've got to be honest. I do have a Technic piece here connected to a 1x2 with a Technic hole, and we have the pin, of course, keeping it all together. I was going to try something else a little bit more different, but then again, I don't actually know what I was going to try. So when I got to this, I thought, you know what, I'll just stick with it. It looks good, it works, and this was supposed to face the other way. But there was a bit of a collision thing going on back here, which was something I couldn't really explain. So yeah, I don't know what it was exactly, but it was just rubbing on something. And the ultimate result was just me flipping it forwards, and here we are. I don't like this section in particular, when it's like that, so far forward, but even then, it kind of has to be like that. I think this is a 5 stud long axle piece. I think the 4 was actually too short, and it created a jam problem when it got to about that section there, because that's when it's furthest away. It was kind of dangling at the bottom of the Technic piece here. I don't know, I might try it again with the 4 stud long piece and try rearranging it, but for now I'm just going to keep it like this. The funnel is a very old piece. Well, the piece itself may not be too old, but the piece that it's supposed to be off of technically is. It's one of those palm tree pieces, but it's in light grey, and I thought, well, black and red are good train building colours, but let's get another colour on there, use of light grey. And yeah, I do like that tertiary look to it, for the buffers, some of the pipes, the funnel, the valve, and even the couplers between the tender and the cab. I might actually keep that. I'm planning to replace these 2x3 pieces in black, but I might it not do that? Let me know. We also have the... Yeah, I'm going to have to take it off because it's just so small. Hang on. I'll have to uncouple it as well. Yep, come on. There we go. Got to be gentle. So we have the cab section here. And, of course, we have our clone driver minifigure because I bought a couple of these on Bricklink just to have some more train minifigures. We'll get him to a side. The cab is tiny, obviously. We have some gate doors here on the side. I was actually quite amazed to find these in my special parts box, and instantly when I saw them I thought, yeah, I've got to put them on this train. We do have a small hole for the coal to actually go into the boiler. I forget the terminology because I'm not a hardcore train fan, but you know what that's supposed to represent. I want to say firebox, but I don't ever think that's correct. I think I get firebox and smokebox confused, but yeah, you know what I mean, right? Sure. The only problem is, where's the shovel? We have some more dials and controls at the top just to make it feel more like a cab. And the pipe just for the steampunk look. All in all, as its own front unit, I'm so happy with this. It's its own tiny little thing. It came together and it works really well. That's what I love so much about this. Yes, love it. Right, so we're going to get the tender off the track as well because I need to turn it this way to get a better look. So this is 8x6 studs length and width. Pardon me. So 8 length and 6 in width. I found this 1x6 tile from the Wilco Blocks station set. So this comes with the train itself. And because it has a number printed on the center, I thought, you know what, let's just use it. A little extra something, it sticks out a little bit, gives it a bit more depth and a bit more, what's the terminology? It's something else to look at. There we go, that's what I want to say. Oh, I can never get my words right. But yes, it's there, it looks good. We've got the train logo as well on both sides and the back, just for some more things to look at. The valve piece has come loose, oh dear. So let's talk about this bit. So, like the original rocket, there was a barrel in the back of the tender that held water. So that's what I had to do with this. And the original plan was to use some 2x2 cylinder bricks about here, and coal would just wrap around it. But instead, I found some larger 4x2 cylinder bricks. Yeah, these are actually 2 half bricks. If I do it this way, because I'm using the camera, you can just see that seam there down the center, which represents it is actually 2 bricks. Got this face piece to sit on top, and this pipe piece is actually getting on my nerves now. Sadly, all my pipes are really bent in some strange way. It must have been for how I was using it in the past model, obviously. But I can't recall what I did that for. I think it was Big Red. It doesn't matter now. But yes, the idea is, obviously, with a real-life locomotive, there'll be pipes or something leading across the coupling from the front of the tender to the back of the cab, where water could be fed into the boiler, or some real-life technology. You know, you get the idea. But there's a valve here that will allow water to go in. You can even take this off to reveal the hole to be on the top of the tank for more water to be inserted. And it has some realism to it. That's what I love. It has this wall separating it as well. If I actually pop that off one more time and peel this off very carefully. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So yes, I have 2 of these 1x4 bricks and a special piece on the top. Doesn't matter what you really use, but the wall is there to separate the coal and the water tank, mainly so the coal doesn't get lost behind here and the water like spills over to the coal. Yeah, another weird detail, but something that I for one think really just adds to it and makes it look so good. So yeah, there we go. That is a surprisingly long video for a simple model. Hang on, come on, I can do this one-handed. We're going to see this happen. If I use my left hand, it might be a bit easier. Go on, I can do this. Go on. There we go, excellent. Not quite as exciting, but better than pausing the camera and the video. Just to couple it back up. Get the driver back in there. And there we go. Oh, that was quite exhausting. Nonetheless, that is our video of Red Rocket done. It goes around corners very nicely, and it looks absolutely spectacular. Oh, it was good to build a steampunk locomotive again, and something for narrow gauge was a bonus. there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.